Welcome to the Potion Podcast, your raw look at the hospitality industry, brought to you by SHC. What's happening, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a hot minute since I've done an episode. It's actually been, let me have a look at my little calendar over there, a month to the day since I did an episode. I have been extremely busy with Vancouver right now. That's probably why you haven't seen a Tuesday episode for a little while, but I am working very, very hard to make sure that we're doing the Friday episodes as often as possible. And this one is no exception. I have got Giacomo from Paradiso in Barcelona, which is, I was saying to the lovely lady who organized everything today that Giacomo was on my top 10 have to interview this year list. And I tried to get a hold of him through thing, but then his lovely PR lady came to me and hooked me up. And I'm like, I am blown away with the fact that I get an opportunity to sit down and have a chat with this gentleman. And we've got a whole bunch of really good guests coming up in the next couple of weeks as well that I'm going to try and have to squeeze in. As you can tell, I'm back in my office in Victoria. So doing the bounce between Vancouver, Victoria, as well as trying to juggle in the podcast every week has been a bit of a change. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Giacomo. Thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
Hello. Thank you for nice words. Thank you so much. How are you?
Very, very well. Very well. Recovering after a 12-day stretch in Vancouver. So I'm not a young gentleman anymore. So doing 12 days straight has it definitely wears on me a little bit. But for everybody listening at home, can you give me a overview on how you got into the bar industry and your sort of elevator pitch on how you got where you are?
Of course. So basically, bartending has always been my, um, having my bar has always been my dream, and be a bartender will always be when I was younger, I was at hotellerie school, was always like my goal. Okay, then I was going to it. I'm coming from humble family from Italy, and they still run an ice cream shop, a gelateria. Then it's called Gelateria Paradiso. Okay, so I grew up there, and then after the school, I went for a first um, outside Italy experience in London, where I stayed 4 years, and where when I arrived in London, it was 2007. I realized I was in the cocktail capital, back in the time, and I was so amazed on this incredible bar with this professional equipment, and step by step from barback, glass collector, whatever. I start to be more professional, and I was always be very passionate about this job, always hungry to learn more, learn from my teammates and the older people. And then after be barback, and I did all the steps, and I did two of my best experience in London. One was in Eclipse Bar, and the other one in BS1, where they formed me as a bartender. And then after 4 years in London, be Italian from Tuscany, I I wanted to still traveling, and I moved to Barcelona, where I found a more Mediterranean weather than London. And well, I found like an amazing city, and now it's from 2012 I'm here, so like 13 years I'm in Barcelona. Time fly. 10 years of Paradiso is amazing, and yes.
Paradiso's built its reputation on being like the most like creative and immersive cocktail bars in the world. What was your vision when you first started it, and how has it evolved over the last 10 years? Because obviously you've always got the market changes, you've got people changing, but what was your vision when it first started out?
So when we open, we already have a style, let's say, okay, then involve, let's say, all the five senses. So from the aromas to the presentation techniques. But that, of course, I opened the bar. We were three, me, my wife, and a barback, helper. So now we are 52 people in the team. So by the years as well, with the help of the team, now we have a lab with people just focus on R&D. They just need to study and investigate on new techniques, new things. So the project is changed through the year, but the let's say the first line, okay, the first style we from the beginning it was my style, what I learned through my career from previous experience. I wanted to have like a bar where the guests they can have an experience, but as well a nice a bar with a nice atmosphere, with a nice vibe, busy. Okay, and from there I built Paradiso. So in Paradiso, I think you have an incredible cocktail experience, but as well an incredible vibe, an incredible hospitality, and that's make the magic mix.
Mm. So you're known for pushing the boundaries on your drinks, and as you were saying, like the vibe and everything. How do you balance out? Because obviously you said you've got grown a big team. So how do you stay involved in the whole process so it's still a Paradiso brand style experience when it comes to the flavors and stuff like that? How do you keep that sort of balance between, oh, it looks fantastic, to also like, oh my God, it tastes fantastic as well, while you're also traveling around the world? You've got the Paradiso Summit we're going to talk about. How do you keep that sort of finger on the pulse for yourself?
Well, I'm always involved, Paradiso, even if I have other project, Paradiso is my baby. So I'm here during the day at the lab. I always chat, discuss with the guys of the lab. I try when I here, I try everything at the bar as well. After the lab, I go when I'm here always to the service to spend sometimes as well with the bar. I always into the drink preparation, taste. So the taste is the first things. If the cocktail it doesn't taste perfect, very good, is not can be in the menu. Okay, everything else is come after. Of course, to have to do a drink in Paradiso is not easy because you need to think on the recipe, on ingredients. We always search for something, let's say, unusual to surprise our guests, and as well we always introduce other elements that can make the experience of our guests more, let's say, incredible, because okay, we play with the liquid, but as well we play with texture. We want to add always texture to our drink. The glass, so the presentation is always needs to have making sense with the drinks, with the name, with the technique we use. So it's making a cocktail at the menu of Paradiso is like connecting all these point, okay? Then they give the result of an incredible experience to offer to our guests, an experience, and the guests they will not live in, I don't know, in other bars around the city.
Mm. Was sustainability always like a focal point for you from the get-go when it came to Paradiso?
Yes, well, it's this is I think is a value then I think, or you have it or you don't, I have it, and this is coming from my father, the ice cream shop. My family teach me when they were doing ice cream, they still getting the milk from the farm. Then it's 5 minutes walk. The fruit is all seasonable. It's coming from all the little farm
Mm,
around the ice cream shop, and this is from 40 years. So now it's called sustainability, but 40 years ago it was normality,
yeah.
and I grew up with this, and now where I have my bar, and as well my father has always been keen of try to respect the environment, the team, the people, the community. So I grew up with this value, and now that I have my bar, I can't not see uh, what is around us. I cannot see like how the industry work,
Mm,
and as I have my bar, I want to give my grain of sand to try to make it change, or at least try to make some noise, try to be part of this change. And I think if more people do and more people get together, we can achieve something, and we're already doing. I think with I don't know, with some sample we will see it around the industry. We already seen kind of a movement.
mm. With that being the case, what's the one sustainable thing that a bar can do like should be doing? It's the easiest one. What is the one thing a bar should be doing as a sustainable model?
Okay, so when we talk with the team about sustainability, we divide always in three big roads, okay, three big points. So the first one are the people, okay. So in the people, we add the team, okay. So of course, respect the team, involve as well people that maybe are less lucky than us, but we can still involve in the team and make them part of what we do, involve the community. So I don't know. I make an example of Paradiso in the area where we are. We have a lot of ceramists, for example, shop. So most of the glass they are making from our menu, they are coming from these people. They have their studio around the bar, buying as well ingredient for the cocktail. They are coming from the neighborhood as well. In this neighborhood, we have a lot of spices shop. They're from a lot of years ago, and we buy from this shop. So making a community, okay, and making a community and grow up with the community. So one are the people, uh, two are the ingredient. Okay, so for example, what we do is that we make the recipe, okay, we make the recipe with some of the ingredients, and then while the season are changed, we try to change the fresh ingredient with the seasonal ingredient. For example, we have one of the most selling cocktail we make in the summer with uh, red fruit cordial, and it was with blackberries, blueberry, raspberry. We change in the winter with pomegranate. Okay, so we have another drink. Then we make it was a male punch. We make with sweet potato, and then in the summer now we make it with peach. We made in like late spring with apricot. So we always try to find solution to work with seasonal ingredient and as well with small farmers. We change sugar with local honey, and we use just local honey with for our cocktail. So try to improve like sustainable and as well local and seasonable ingredient, and as well where there is like waste, try to minimize waste, and where there is waste, try to uh, try to reuse, in drinks, for example, like we have different cider. We do a lot of fermentation, so we use for another drink a lot of apples, and from the apple we fermented with yeast, and then we add as well, and we make like strawberry, for example, cider. We make beetroot cider, all in base of apple because we have a lot of waste, and then we as well re-fermented with different ingredients.
Mm.
Um, so we have like the welcome drink. Then we do to every guest they enter Paradiso with like the waste we have from the other drink. So easy skills. Then we can implement to don't throw away the waste. And as well we do this with plastic, with the organic, we compost and we give back to the farmer. With glass, we cut it and we make the water glasses. But Paradiso is 10 years, is focused in the sustainability. So over 10 years, we develop as well a, a, a different contact of people that help us to make all of this.
Do you think that sometimes that's the misconception when it comes to when we start, because sustainability has become a buzzword in the hospitality industry and in the restaurant and bar industry? Do you think that's sometimes the misconception, like you led into that when we're talking about sustainability, that about people first? And I'm a big person on like training your staff, keeping your staff for as long as possible, like nurturing your staff, where most hospitality places turn and burn their staff as much as like just over and over again. They're like, well, we can't get good stuff. I'm like, well, you don't really treat your staff very well. Do you think that's a big misconception? People just assume, oh, I'm sustainable because I reduce my waste and recycle a little bit. Do you think that's a big misconception when it comes to the broad scope of what you just mentioned in sustainability?
Yes, the waste is the last part, because we should try to do waste, but of course it's very difficult. So if there is, let's try to to reuse. But as I said, the number one is the people, because in the end, we work in hospitality, we work with people. We without the team, we can open the bar. So without, if we have a problem, we need the help of the community, that is around us. So,
Mhm.
first are the people, then I think it's ingredient like booze or fresh ingredient or the general ingredient, and then is the way. So yes, we organize an event. This is the fourth edition. Then is the Sustainability Summit and Paradiso Cocktail Fest. Then is in the end of March, where we call different friends, big pioneers of the industry, but as well people from other sector to come to Barcelona to share the talks and to share the good value, the good manner, for a good approach on sustainability. And we have like this year six different masterclass and roundtable. Then they look sustainability in all different aspects, from
Mhm.
empowering people to representation of the world and its serve, and it's talk about inclusivity. Okay, we talk about from the farm to the bar. Then it's a trend. Then, as you said, it's been used for some bar, some leader very well, but as well for some other like a greenwash, and we want to share, the good value of doing this. We have a masterclass on glass and ice as well. Then is another element. Then is look like easy, in a cocktail bar, but we don't look at the impact then we generate with ice and glass. And as well, we do a masterclass on how we can implement like a circularity in the bar program. So we touch the way. So, as you said, well, we sustainability is not just recycling, but it's like 360 degrees.
Yeah, so with the Paradiso Summit, it's your fourth year this year? Fourth year?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
When what was the obviously you want to sort of keep expand on what you nurture within Paradiso. What was the sort of driver that got you started on doing that the festival or the summit?
So the first year, actually, I wanted to make an event with people that I really admire, and it was uh, like a big event for be in a bar, but it's basically they were like three an events with three guest bartending, where there were people they were doing masterclass in Paradiso, and they were actually doing like a guest during the night. So a kind of mm, as I say, like small events, let's say, big for be, I guess, bartending, but it's not the dimension that we have it right now. The second year, it was really well. In the second year, we call five bar as well, bar that I admire. And I remember then in the masterclass that we did during the day, there were people, they were outside the door of the bar. And Paradiso is like almost 200 square meters. So it's not small, it's not big, but it's not
Mhm.
small. And they were the people that were out of the bar for listening the masterclass. And I say, oh my God, I didn't expect that so many people. As and I want to keep doing. I see people that they want to learn. We need to do in a bigger space. And last year we be a bit crazy because we take a huge space, beautiful garden, very close to where we are at 10 minutes. Beautiful space and represent Barcelona as like a green Mediterranean city. And yes, and this year we come in even stronger with more bar, with more guests. And I think we are even more prepared because it's 1 year we preparing this summit, so we are ready to go. It's in 3 weeks, so we're ready to go.
Nice. So with you working in London, you've sort of seen this progression. I've seen this progression as well. Of like we went from very classic style drink, classic uh, garnishes through to like super like elaborate multi-step cocktails, and now we're sort of getting into this minimalist sort of look, which I'm not a massive minimalist sort of fan, but I'm more of a classicist guy myself. Where do you see the industry heading next when it comes to like the elaborateness of garnishes? Are we gonna have a spring back from the minimalist movement?
I think I was reading some articles during the last past of week to see then the trend is changing already, and I think we are like going in a bit of an halfway because I was reading then uh, a lot of bars and do minimalist. They basically look the same, you know, like
Mm,
you don't from now we are in the era of social media. We don't recognize anymore, you know, from which drink is from which drink is come from this cocktail, you know, like they look pretty much the same. So I think bars I see in the last year they already start to approach already to make like the cocktail with the kind of personality.
mm,
So maybe we are not getting back from the very extravagant era of multiple garnish, but you know maybe play with colors and with the you know garnish a little bit more. So I see a little bit of change now and to look at the future as well.
mm. With how intricate and artistic like serves you do at Paradiso, I think sometimes outside looking in, because we look at Michelin star restaurants and we see tweezers and the and that sort of look like, how do you balance out the nature of the presentation of the drink to speed and efficiencies and how to get the drink out to the guest? Because I think that sometimes people look at these wonderful garnishes and stuff and like, yeah, that's going to take a long time to get to the table. How do you balance out speed of service and in your setting with that artistic nature of the drinks?
Yes, we are like um at the bar like a big chain because even if we do like elaborate cocktail and complicated garnish, we do between 700 and 800 cocktail every day. We have when Paradiso is full is about 90 cover, okay? So it's a medium bar, okay? But you know, like the efficiency we do behind the bar is spectacular. So
Hmm.
basically, most of the drink are pre-batch, or maybe they just need a touch of citric and honey in this case, or the cordial. But you know, from when the ticket is coming, we have the standard of 5 minutes from when the order is taken to deliver it, and we work like three behind the bar plus the person in the pass, and it's basically like the people on the station they prepare the cocktail, the guys at the pass, they finish with the garnish, and we send it over to the table. So it's great, but you know it's something that we been like you know perform like better and better and better every year. Now after 10 years it's like a perfect machine, you know.
Mm.
So it's yes, but it's very important and the guests they don't wait more than 5 7 minutes for their drink.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that sometimes I remember very long time ago when cocktails started becoming popular again, seeing on menus like, please be patient. It could be 12 to 15 minutes for your drink to hit the table because we're being artistic and creating an experience for you. I'm like, yep, it's not really business minded, savvy version of doing that. Um, but you've got to like the story of how you go into hospitality is one of those sort of super romantic, multi-generational stories you always hear about people in the industry. With you have worked in so many different countries now in so many different cultures, how has that shaped your approach to hospitality at Paradiso? And do you keep when you travel, do you find new things that inspire you to give better hospitality, or whether it be a new drink style or a method that you were like, oh, that's interesting, I'm going to bring that back with you? Do you still get excited and surprised when you travel?
Yes. I challenge myself to every moment I travel or I experience a new bar, a new restaurant. I always like repeat to myself like, what can I learn? You know, like I think we can learn uh, always in every bar. Really, I'm honest. Like from uh, um, coffee shop from around the corner to three Michelin star, I'm always say to myself, okay, what can I learn from a good experience or as well from a bad experience to don't not make this mistake, So I always try to be like uh, keep attention, and try to learn from every experience. And of course, when I see something very excited, I try to examine it and to, as you say, try to bring it back to the team. I always do it in our style. I think copy is not the way, but like see the meaning of the experience that we have and try to discuss with my wife because we mostly travel together with the team and really understand the key of that experience. And we do this job for passion, okay? Because I mean, I'm always if I'm not in Paradiso, I'm here at the lab. If I'm here at the lab, I'm traveling, visiting farm, visiting laboratory, or traveling for work, or traveling to I don't know to eat in a place that inspire me. I always surrounding, for or maybe visiting like art gallery because I want to get some inspiration. So it's always related to what we do because we do with passion and so we are always there with your mind, so every experience is happened to me or to my team. We always try to discuss and to bring it back to the bar, to the team in a positive way and try to be better. Our goal, I always repeat to my team, is to always be our better version. So
Well, that brings me a good one. You've won World's Best Bar. You've got a ton of accolades for Paradiso over the years. It obviously it's a great thing to get, and it's a big thank you for all your hard work and that passion, but also brings a ton of pressure. How do you keep evolving? How do you keep evolving with that, and how do you balance it out for the team as well? Like, how do you balance out these massive awards, these global awards, with the pressure of continuing to chase that sort of like that level?
for me, it was the best things happening in my career. I mean, I'm still grateful for all the industry, for everyone to give us the chance to live that incredible moment. And and yes, as you say, at the beginning, the pressure was was high because especially in the first, I don't know, few months after, where you were going, I don't know, in a bar show where the customers were coming to the bar and they were telling you, oh, we are coming in the best bar in the world. You say, wow, there are so many bars in the world, and we are the best. So it's like a big responsibility what they were giving us, But behind that, behind after, let's say, the pressure, we get down, we get back to the heart. We always, want to stay humble with the feet in the floor and always repeat to the team like then we need to the key is what is the everyday motivation and I think is like a competition with ourselves to be like our best expression for our team and for our guests and our our let's say style, our goal is always to innovate, to push the boundary. So we always want to go there. We want to study more the ingredient, the technique, to offer to our guests the best of possible, to share it with the industry because everything we innovate, we want to share it with all the industry to as well make I don't know, everyone from social media, from the masterclass that we do all around the world to as well to share it, and to share the knowledge and to make our industry, I don't know, better or at least with more knowledge.
With you being a businessman, you've got like multiple places. You've got the summit now. How do you balance out that business mindset? Because we've talked about passion, and you're obviously you're a very passionate gentleman. But like, how do you balance out the business side of your brain when it comes to like the R and the lab and that sort of thing? How do you balance that out as an entrepreneur?
So it's very good question because sometimes we forgot about this, especially if there is something that you really like it, and sometimes you put more budget in innovation and R&D and tools than you uh, should, So in the end, through the years, we learn. I learn because luckily Paradiso has been always like a busy bar, but very busy, and every year we always increase on the revenue, but of course, no, every year we get the best out of it, So we through the years we learn to put like budget on R&D, a budget on the menu, and plan, the year, say, okay, this after 10 year we know what's the goal, the objective, and if we go with the objective, we need to be over this budget of the team, this budget of the raw material, this budget of R&D, and luckily I have people around me, a great team, then as well call my attention if we got closer to. So I think it's like a good planning, know your business and do what is in your possibility, because sometimes we want all and now, but sometimes as well is a matter of time, and the things you can achieve by the time. So I think a good advice I can give to the people then hearing us is planning planning ahead. We do year planning, and as well every year we try to get better, and as well try to respect the budget. If this year we can, well, doesn't matter. We postpone to the next year, and we go for the goal of the business. And is what it is, In the end of the day, it's a business, and we need to we need to do for what it is, So.
Do you think that's the one big piece of advice that you would give to someone who wants to open their own bar, is that if you don't feel like you're the strongest person when it comes to the financial side of stuff, is surround yourself with someone or some people that are, so that you can continue, like as you said, it's a business, you can continue your passion project while still making money, because you got to still make money to do it. Is that would that be a big piece of advice for someone who's opening up a bar?
Yes, the for sure, the good advice is a bar is not can be open, if you don't make uh, money and profit, So if you don't make enough to pay your uh, um, providers
Hmm.
or staff, so you need to be to give the priority, okay? And then, of course, it's a business, so you want to, if you put all your life, like in my case, as well, in the end of the year, you want to see the result because it's correct. You work so much, you work so much harder, then you want to see the result. So, of course, the financial part uh, is I think is it have at the same importance as uh, let's say um, the illusion of the project. Okay,
Hmm.
because I'm a dreamer, so I don't believe on Excel or number. I believe in making the project with your heart, with your idea, with your brain, because you believe in something. So, but this idea, they need to be support
Hmm.
of the number. Okay, so these two pillars, they need to be very solid. And then when you have these two pillars very solid, all the rest, all the fun part, you can add on top. But first, first things are the most important. So the project, your heart, your passion, your illusion, your idea, with the number then have to support it.
Nice. What are you most excited for 2025? We're in just finishing up our first quarter. You've obviously got the Paradiso Summit coming up in 3 weeks. What else are you excited for this year?
So this year we have a lot of things. So we have the summit, as you say, in 3 weeks, and then after the summit, we will do a bit of world tour from Australia with the maybe cocktail fest to Canada. Okay, for the 50 best North America. Finally, I will visit Canada and Vancouver. I can't wait to see this amazing country, and then we will go from Canada. We will go to New York. We will do New York, Washington, and Miami. So a bit of North America tour, and then we will go back to the bar. We will have some tour in Europe as well. We will do as well another big events with my wife on front. There is Woman in Hospitality, where my wife Margarita, then she's a Paradiso founder as well. She will um, she's the founder of this event, Women in Hospitality. As the summit is an event, then want to inspire all the women in the hospitality. And then we have the opening of Paradiso Ibiza at the end of May as well. So we already opened last year, and this year we will repeat in Ibiza. We we're very happy as well. In April we do 1 year of Paradiso Dubai. So in December we do 10 years. So a lot of things going on.
That's amazing. Do you just do Ibiza seasonally? You just do,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, Ibiza, May to October, yes. It's a permanent bar, but as we are doing this collaboration with Pasha Hotel and
Mm.
Pasha Club, so we do when they open as well, so from May to October.
So I'm just curious now because I was just about to wrap it up, but I'm just curious now, like with you having one in Barcelona, Ibiza, and then Dubai, do you run the same menus or do you slightly tweak the menus based around the cultural shifts that are in those different regions?
Yes, exactly. No, no, we do differently. We have six signature that you can find in Barcelona, you can find Dubai, you can find in Ibiza, and then in Ibiza there will be more refreshing drinks, for example, more
Mm.
easygoing, because it's a terrace bar. In Dubai, there will be more. We learn, we learn with this year there will be more at the moment, more like fruity and let's say more easy to drink
Mhm.
cocktail. Okay, so yes, we go along with the place, and then we are as in the end we make cocktail for not for bartender but for the people.
Mhm.
Then they're going to the bar, so we need to be aligned with the guest.
It's wonderful. So we've come to the part of the podcast where I ask 5 deep questions that every guest that's on the podcast gets. So, what is the one lesson or experience that has shaped your perspective the most, and how do you carry that forward in your life?
Sorry, what's the most experience?
What is one lesson or experience that has shaped your perspective the most, and how do you carry that forward in your life?
Let me think. One lesson or experience. Um, for example, it's a good example. Maybe if there are some young bartender, then are listen to us. In London, in Eclipse, I work 1.5 year as just a bar back, because the bartender back to the days, they were the more like older and experienced bartender, so there was no place for me at the bar, and I did the most humble job, and it was 1.5 year of bar backing. I was working very hard, and then in the end, I did other experience, but then when I arrived in Barcelona, they just opened an eclipse here 12 years ago, and I sent them my CV, and they get me straight away. And I was like let's say the superstar, because I was worked in the original Eclipse. Then it was in London, and from Barcelona, back the days, the people that were coming from London, they were the incredible bartender. So the lesson, it was okay. When I was 19 in London, I was cleaning the stairs with a toothpick, and I was do almost humble job for 1.5 years. Sometimes I was crying, and I wanted to go back to my family in Italy, but I keep hard. And then, after 3 4 years, the situation changed. Arrived in Barcelona. My other friends, they were in Barcelona, they couldn't find a job, and I found a job in the best spot in the city. So, like the perseverance and the hard work, sometimes they don't pay straight away, but that's a lesson that is for sure is pay off.
If you could leave one lasting message or piece of wisdom for the world, what would it be and why?
Sorry.
If you could leave one lasting message or piece of wisdom for the world, what would it be and why?
Um, uh, I think what I've learned in my career is then, as a bartender community, we must help each other, you know, in the city, in your country, or worldwide, because sometimes we see a lot of jealousy, or like these kind of things. But I've learned that in the end, who is good is good. It will coming out. But if we help each other, we will be stronger as a community, and we will be better all together. So that is what I've learned through the year, and the message that I will leave. Then be like, be more closer, be more, maybe help each other, and less jealousy, and be better as a community, and more unite as a community, and we will be everyone, we will be benefit.
Looking back on your journey, what is something you wish you understood earlier in life?
Um, Looking back, maybe to be a little bit more calm, and um, let's say try to sometimes breathe. Because now I think I achieve a good point of I don't know, maturation, or but back in the days when I opened the bar in the first 4 or 5 years, I opened a bar with 25, 26, and with a lot of stress. But it's not an excuse. I could, with the team, with friends around. Sometimes I could see the situation with more calm, because sometimes the things can be done as well tomorrow. It's like, it doesn't have to be done right now, or as well, people then they think, say, with their mind, and it's fine. At least if there is the the power to want to make the good work, is good. But in the past year, especially from when I opened to 4 or 5 years, I wanted the things, and I wanted the things make good as I was doing, and know this was possible. So, and I suffer about this internally, and now I think I see sometimes, I say, okay, maybe it's not as I wanted, but it's 8 out of 10, and it's still fine, So uh, take the life with more philosophy, with this pressure of everything for now and 10 out of 10, but it's okay, 8 out of 10 is fine as well.
How do you define success, and has your definition of it changed over time?
Success, I define in the bar business, let's say with in a bar, I would say uh, with the I don't know if the bar is busy with the numbers as well. I think it's something that you can see if your bar is busy, if your guests love what you make. It's every day you're busy, and in the end your bar is make profit. It means then you have success. It means then what you do is uh, is good. It's successful. People like it. So this I think is very straightforward. And in the R&D process, I think Ferradria he said a big difference between creativity and innovation. Creativity is you can invent something that is new, but let's say a example of a drink then can be with the most spectacular technique, but you take half an hour to make.
Mm.
It's not a success, because if you may take uh, 30 minutes to make, even if it's the most spectacular things, it's not a successful thing. Instead, if you make a great thing, something new, and in the same time you make 5 minutes to make and you sell 100 per day, and you make as well money out of it, and as well maybe brand they can sponsor your technique, this is success, because this is innovation, because you innovate on
Hmm.
something and it makes success, so in the creativity we did many trials, and they were good, but they weren't be possible. And in success is when we have the innovation, no? So where is something new, something then apport something then surprise our guests, then make us as a Paradiso be always pushing the boundaries, and as well then we can make 50, 60, 80 per day from to 5 minutes to make to deliver to our guests, and then can upsell always the experience of our guests.
Nice. What do you hope your legacy will be?
Uh, what I can say, then I'm very proud, and through the trends, Paradiso always keep the same style, and I know then a bartender of a guest, I see a picture of our drink in a newspaper or in a social media, you can say it without knowing this is a drink from Paradiso, because of our style. And I'm very proud of it, because it took already 10 years, and I think as well to continue. And as well, another things I'm proud of, I in all 10 years, I let's say grow, many bartenders. Then I passed to Paradiso, and now some of them they open their own bar, and in all of them I see a little bit of Paradiso. Then they took and they make it with their own style, and I'm very proud, because there is no better things to see, than people you could have, let leave something to other people, so this is amazing.
Giacomo, I want to say thank you so much for your time, man. Your schedule sounds like it's going to be crazy after Vancouver. You're going to have to have a nice break in Vancouver when you join us, and then like just go for the craziness after that.
Oh
Um,
man, I can't wait.
But thank you so much for your time. Good luck with the Paradiso Summit. And just thank you so much for taking your time out to have a chat with me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you to you, and great podcast. Thank you.
Thank you. I very appreciate that. I'll chat to you very soon. Thanks for listening, Pose Shifters. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. I really enjoy sitting down with friends and peers and just chatting about the industry and getting down to the nuts and bolts of what's really going on out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, everything on all the platforms. Just hit it up and I'll do my best to answer any queries or questions you have. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.